My name is Nova Hall, and I am the producer and, I guess, visionary for Flying Over Time, the exhibition, which is based on the Spirit of St. Louis and my grandfather.
Nova Hall is with us, and Nova, we were talking at the break, obviously landed May 21st, 1927. He didn't have the instruments that we have today in aviation. This was a remarkable feat, wasn't it, for that day?
Truly, truly. When he actually hit Dingle Bay, Ireland, he was only 5 miles off course, which is just a spectacular feat all into itself, considering all he had was stars, one compass, which with magnetic deviation would cause problems for him to follow that same route, and an earth inductor compass, which was a new piece of technology and was probably the newest piece that he had in the entire plane.
So he had beat his time a bit.
Oh yes.
Projected time.
Yes, their estimate was that it was going to take 4,000 miles, which from New York to Paris, and that it was going to be 40 hours, 100 miles per hour. That was the specifics. Turned out that he arrived in 33 and a half hours.
He had winds at his back.
Yes, the trade winds were pushing behind him. He had good weather. By luck, the biggest challenge, of course, was takeoff. He topped off the airplane, and it was 450 gallons of fuel, which no airplane had ever gotten off the ground with that much fuel.
And that's a tremendous weight.
Yeah.
Huge. It was over half of the whole weight of the entire airplane.
So now he returned on steamer.
Yes, on the USS Memphis.
Because he didn't fly back, and that's an interesting story. That tells us a little bit why the French, prior to him, did not succeed.
Probably. We don't know for certain, but they were definitely going against the trade winds. The understanding of weather was, at the time, was not complete.
Was minimal.
Yeah, and it's not like they had satellites or GPS or any of these things to guide him.
Did he put the plane on the ship as well and bring that back?
Yes, it was carted in. It was put into a giant box. In fact, in my book, there's photographs because my grandfather was in Washington D.C. when they arrived. Charles Linbergh received the first Air Medal, Distinguished Flying Cross.
Looking at the book right now.
Yeah.
The wonderful part of this, I think, is the mysterious man.
Yes.
And that's your grandfather, was the mysterious part of this. And it wasn't widely nationally known. Now, family knew what was going on.
Yes.
But just until recently, there was not this story.
No. In fact, as I was crafting and finishing the edits for the book, that was when September 11th happened. And when it comes to commercial aviation, I mean, the Spirit of St. Louis really is an important step forward, especially for commercial aviation. And watching the towers fall, realizing what was happening was very profound. And that was also, that same month, the Hunt for Mason Treasures, which had come out and filmed the reenactment of the discovery of the trunk, that premiered that same month. And little did we know what was going to happen later that month.
Wow.
You know?
Well, do you think your grandfather, what did he say today about aviation and where it's headed, do you think?
I suspect that he would be thrilled to see what was actually happening. When he ended his career, he was so fascinated actually by helicopters. At the time, that was the new frontier, was non-fixed wing aircraft. He was always pushing, he was always trying to find that next step. Again, I never met him, but it was through the researching of the book, interviewing my father and multiple other people.
If he was alive today, would he be in the thick of it and pushing the envelope?
Absolutely. He fell in love with the sky. He fell in love with the sky.
A little bit about you as an artist.
I've been doing art and painting ever since I was in Sedona. This is called Clearing the Trees. This piece is a spectacular piece. I was just as amazed when I'd been doing art for so many years, and then I was inspired by a spectacular artist down at ASU West and challenged to paint from my story.
Your mentor, give me an idea, your style here.
My absolute favorite painter was Van Gogh, and then when I met Leandro Soto, who was the fine arts professor that then inspired me, his technique merged with that technique. As artists, it's always about the process. You're trying to figure out your process, how you're going to convey the feeling, the message behind the painting.
Are these copies available for people to purchase?
They will be.
They will be.
They will be. Right now, first and foremost is the exhibition. This is over 10, I think I said this, it's over 10 years in the making. And once the exhibition shows, We should be doing pre-orders and all kinds of stuff to help the new nonprofit.
Is this going all over the United States?
That is specifically the goal. Our goal is to move from the Valley, really cultivate it in the Valley,
Excellent.
then go statewide, and then of course regional, which includes San Diego, and then of course Washington.
Well, this story has obviously an international impact, and great work being done.
Thank you.
All people should have a chance to see this, young people in particular.
And learn
to
the
really
history.
Learn the history of what went on to build
Young
aviation.
people in particular have been really responsive to the art, and that's why I know we can tie it together for art, history, and science.